Hi, this is Dr. Margo Jacquot, the owner and director of the Juniper Center. So today I'm going to talk to you about handling angry feelings. And we've been hearing more and more from people about the fact that they're struggling with anger, which is really understandable right now. This is such a difficult time. We're stuck at home. There's a lot of pressure. Maybe you're schooling your kids. Maybe you're trying to work while you're schooling your kids. Maybe you're trying to keep your kids quiet while you're trying to work, while you're trying to school your kids. Or maybe you live by yourself and the pressure is building. Maybe there's somebody that you wish you could see it, or maybe you're just kind of living on top of each other right now. There's a lot of things that could be happening that would cause people to experience anger. So I just want to give you some thoughts about how you might handle some of those feelings, because even if they're normal to have, we don't want them to be getting in the way of your relationships right now or causing you to feel lousy. So if you have seen the movie Inside Out, it was a cute movie about emotions. My kids loved it. I actually encourage adults to see it too, just because it's a nice description and kind of an image of what emotions can look like and feel like and what can stimulate them. But anger's head exploded every time anger got upset. Just most of us have been there. Most of us have felt that. Somebody says and does something. I'm French. I'm perhaps, I have a bit of a temper at times, but I've really worked to learn how to manage it. So these are some things that maybe you can do to manage yours too. So let's say something happens in your home and somebody really irritates you and you notice you're getting angry. Now, the thing about anger is it happens that quickly. And all of a sudden we're responding and reacting. If you can catch yourself before you open your mouth or as you start to run your mouth or you start to respond, probably in a way you don't want to, walk out of the room. The first thing you need to do is get control of yourself. Anger is an emotion that requires of us some kind of action. So it will push us to do something that maybe we don't want to do. We might say things, we might do things that we really don't want to do. In retrospect, we can feel badly about it. We might blame the other person and say, well, you made me do that. Had you not gotten me upset, I wouldn't have responded in that way. Well, nobody's won at the end of this interaction. So given the fact that anger requires of us, is asking of us some kind of action, turn around first and walk away. If you think about it, most situations, and I do mean most, don't require an immediate response. Whatever's happening is going to be there in 3 minutes, in 2 minutes, in 10 minutes. It'll still be there. Walk away. Get yourself out of the room. As you're walking, take some breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. The angrier you are, the deeper you need to breathe and the more you need to exhale. Again, anger is an emotion that's requesting action. So breathing in and really breathing it out and really contracting those stomach muscles is a great way to help your system start to come down out of that angry response. The next thing you want to do is you've walked away, you've started breathing. If you still are feeling really angry and you've had such a buildup, you can go into your shower. This is a great exercise. You might want to tell your family in advance you're going to go do this or not. They don't need to know everything that's happening. Grab some ice out of the freezer, take it into the bathroom and whip those ice cubes as hard as you can at the shower wall. I tell you what, the sound is so satisfying, that explosion of again, it's getting that anger out by doing something that's not going to hurt anybody else. Of course, you can't do this if you have a fiberglass shower stall, but if you've got tile or something else that can take it, let her rip. Let it just smash into the wall and yell if you need to. But we don't want to be disrupting or upsetting other people either. So you want to try throwing that ice in the shower, take some more breaths, see how you feel. If you've got a mattress you can go and plant your face in, scream as loud as you can. I mean, some of these things sound kind of silly, but again, the neural circuitry of anger responds really well to expression of that, but in a safe way. So screaming into something so nobody can hear you, who cares, right? You're telling your nervous system that you're giving it what it needs, and it will start to calm down. If you've ever watched a little kid do this, or really anybody, they ramp up and then they'll ramp back down again. There's just the normal cycle of it, but sometimes it really needs our help. Then you want to breathe some more, some of those deep breaths down into your gut, blow it out again. Those are some big things that you can do. Some other things you can do, you can stretch. Stretching actually is a great nervous system hack. It cues your system that you're fine, that you're safe. If you're in fight or flight or freeze, if you're in a real emergency response, you can't let yourself stop and stretch those muscles. There's a lot of constriction happening. Anger is a lot of this. So when you start stretching, what you're doing is cueing your nervous system that all is okay. You can start to come back down, stretch, and breathe. Once you start coming back down, pick up the phone, call somebody, call a friend, call a family member, tell them about what's happening. I always encourage people, be careful about bad mouthing other people in your family, because guess what? You're not going to be so mad in an hour, and then the other person could still be holding on to this anger. But you can certainly talk about how you feel and the situation and how frustrated and upset you were, and hopefully get some support in that way. And then breathe some more. When your system starts to come back down, you can ask yourself, was the other person really trying to upset you? Were they really trying to be difficult? What was really going on? And when you can start to parse that out and say, well, no, but I told them 10 times to go do this thing and they wouldn't go do it. And I was just so frustrated. I'm so sick of listening to myself talk and nobody listens and everything's a mess. And okay, but was that really their motivation? Were they trying to upset you? Well, no. Okay, so what were they doing? Maybe they were frustrated. Maybe they were distracted. Maybe they're just not listening right now. Okay, figure out how you really want to handle it. And when you feel calm down, take a few more breaths, go back in and try again. In that amount of time that you've taken to remove yourself, to yell, to throw ice, to stretch, to call somebody, the world is going to continue to go on out there as long as your kids are old enough to walk away, or the situation is old enough where you can walk away. Just go do it. You can come back at the end and re-engage. And hopefully at that point, you'll be down out of this heightened emotional state in the thinking parts of your brain. They'll be back online again, and you can handle the situation in a way that feels constructive to you and to those you're living with. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, thoughts. If you need anything from us, especially right now in this difficult time, please let us know. Again, this is Dr. Margo Jacquot, the owner and director of the Juniper Center. Be well.